It was supposed to be an ordinary Monday. February 17, 2025, dawned like any other winter day. Delta Flight 4819, a Bombardier CRJ-900, prepared for its journey from Minneapolis-St. Paul to Toronto. On board were 76 souls, their reasons for travel as diverse as the snowflakes falling outside. Little did they know they were about to become part of a story of survival against all odds. The flight, operated by Endeavour Air, was slightly delayed, finally taking off at 11:47 local time. Passengers settled in, unaware of the drama that awaited them in Toronto. The CRJ-900, a familiar sight in the skies, climbed to its cruising altitude of 29,000 feet. The flight crew, experienced and professional, monitored the aircraft's systems as it ate up the miles. Hours passed. Outside, the sun began its descent. Inside, anticipation grew as Toronto drew nearer. What awaited them, however, was not the welcoming glow of the city's lights, but a maelstrom of wind and snow. As the flight approached Toronto Pearson International Airport, the weather took a turn for the worse. Reports from the ground painted a picture of deteriorating conditions. Winds were gusting, sometimes exceeding 35 knots. Visibility was poor, with blowing snow reducing it to a mere 6 statute miles. The temperature was a bone-chilling -19 degrees Celsius. Despite these challenges, the crew remained calm, their training kicking in as they prepared to land. The sky was a turbulent gray canvas as Delta Flight 4819 began its descent. The control tower, a beacon amidst the swirling snow, guided the aircraft toward runway 23. This was no time for complacency. The wind, like an invisible hand, buffeted the plane, attempting to shove it off course. The pilots, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of the instrument panel, fought to maintain control. Each gust was a challenge, each degree of deviation a threat. The CRJ-900, designed for such conditions, responded admirably, but the elements were relentless. The pilots, their eyes darting between instruments in the blizzard outside, knew this landing would test their skills to the limit. The runway, a slick ribbon of white below, seemed to rush closer with alarming speed. Inside the cabin, the mood was tense. The usual pre-landing announcements were lost amidst the roar of the wind. Some passengers, their faces pale, gripped their armrests. Others closed their eyes, offering silent prayers. The flight attendants, their expressions betraying the gravity of the situation, moved through the cabin, ensuring everyone was secured. Through the swirling snow, a glimpse of the runway lights. A collective gasp rippled through the cabin. This was it, the moment of truth. The pilots, their voices calm amidst the storm, made final adjustments. The CRJ-900, buffeted by the wind, fought to maintain its alignment. Touchdown was imminent. At 14:13 local time, Delta Flight 4819 slammed into runway 23. It wasn't a smooth touchdown. The impact reverberated through the cabin, throwing passengers against their restraints. A collective gasp of terror filled the air. But this was only the beginning of the nightmare. The aircraft, its right wing dipping dangerously low, skidded down the runway. The screech of metal against concrete, a horrifying soundtrack. Then, the unthinkable. The right wing, unable to withstand the immense force, crumpled, shearing off entirely. A blinding flash of light erupted as aviation fuel ignited. A fireball engulfed the aircraft. Screams filled the cabin as passengers, their eyes wide with terror, realized the gravity of their situation. The plane, no longer in control, veered sharply to the right, tumbling end over end. The CRJ-900, its fuselage a mangled wreck, came to a stop on the snow-covered ground. The fire, fueled by leaking jet fuel, raged around the shattered remains. Inside, chaos reigned. Passengers, some injured, others dazed and disoriented, struggled to free themselves from the wreckage. The smell of jet fuel and the acrid tang of smoke filled the air. Every instinct screamed at them to escape the inferno. But amidst the chaos, there were also acts of incredible bravery. Flight attendants, their training kicking in, fought to open emergency exits, their voices competing with the roar of the fire and the terrified cries of the passengers. Outside, the first responders were already on the scene, their emergency lights painting the snowstorm an eerie red. In the aftermath of the incident, investigators worked tirelessly to piece together what happened. Every detail was scrutinized to understand the chain of events. Survivors recounted their experiences, providing crucial insights into the moments leading up to the event. The investigation revealed both the failures and the acts of heroism that defined that day. The lessons learned from this incident have had a profound impact on aviation safety. Policies were changed and new protocols were introduced to prevent such tragedies in the future. For the survivors and their families, life was never quite the same. Their stories of resilience and courage continue to inspire and remind us of the importance of preparedness and the human spirit's incredible strength.